Okay, Kath Fisher, welcome back to Malta.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be back. 2 years ago I was here last time.
Yes, and I'm Colin Fitz, and I was here too. We did, I think, a good job 2 years ago. They asked us back. And we have so much to tell everybody here present at St. Paul's Bay about the Malta International Airshow, because we have so many great displays. And don't worry about the weather. Everything's under control. Everything is pretty much according to plan so far. There are no changes, and so far, no risk of cancellation.
I've been blamed, I'm from Wales, so I've been blamed for bringing some of the rain, so I do have a little bit to say this me, but it's definitely a lot better than it was this morning. So we're looking at kicking off in about 20 minutes, 14:26, you know, aviation style of telling the time, 14:26, 26 minutes past 2, we're going to be kicking off for the airport, Malta flight.
So let's hear the entire population and everybody present here from all. That will be flown by Warrant Officer 1 Matthew Farrugia and Warrant Officer 1 Pete Falsani. Helicopter, the AW-139. The mainstay of Malta's search and rescue nowadays.
During this crucial flight phase, the rescue is seen at the safety line between life and death. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our job, our passion. We have the privilege to save human life. But our presentation is not only ready to see the next special maneuver. Low pass with the door open for the Duffy 01. On the left side on the display line, ready for the next flight. I remind you that the crew cannot hear you but can see you, so let's show them once again the warmth and the passion of this wonderful island. And now get ready for the last maneuver, the low pass, rocking the wings. In our case, rocking the main rotor. But we cannot forget that the Italian Maltese worked together since 1973. In that year, with an international agreement, Italy helped the newborn republic to grow up faster and stronger. And we grew up together. And from 1981 to 2016, we flew together on a legendary helicopter. We can still hear his flap, the sound of his main rotor, the AB212, with only one mission: protect our citizen, our friend, and our family. Save human life. And thanks to you, because you gave us the feeling to be a part of big family and to be a part of this amazing island.
I'm glad I know about this now.
So keep on following the Duffy 01 for the last maneuver and leave the display line. Exactly in front of us. Nose down to increase the speed. Still camera on. 1, 2, 3, up. Once again, thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, please keep your hands clapping for Warrant Officer Gianluca Paparella and his colleagues in the Italian Air Force on the 139B helicopter.
Wasn't that an awesome display? Got me a bit emotional. I love it, love it. The power and the agility of those aircraft is just incredible, and it's all about saving lives at sea. As Gianluca told us, incredible. Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
I have to say that
Luftwaffe is back with their Eurofighter Typhoon. Time to bring the noise again.
this is going to be good and noisy. The Luftwaffe Eurofighter Typhoon TLG-74 coming in across St. Paul's Bay here at the Malta International Airshow 2025. So the Typhoon is positioning itself over St. Paul's Islands. If you can make him out in the distance, then we'll be circling around and flying over St. Paul's Bay very, very soon.
Enough to put anyone under. Obviously, these guys and girls wear the fast jet suits that apply pressure to the body, which assist them doing these high-speed turns. And you're about to see him running in from the right now.
It's another beautiful aircraft, the Typhoon, and another joint European project. In fact, that is why the company is called Eurofighter, the company that has produced the Typhoons. Coming in from the right then, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, everyone, get ready.
There's that 90-degree. It's used in the afterburners, or reheat as we call it in the UK. And the afterburner then increases the thrust for the aircraft. And of course it uses extra fuel then, which is burned in the exhaust jet engine to increase its thrust. So it increases thrust, which increases the fuel consumption.
I like that word. I love that word, afterburner. It's just so cool. It's also the name of one of my favorite music albums, Afterburner by ZZ Top. Fast, maneuverable, great rate of roll. This pilot's showing off the Eurofighter Typhoon, its best qualities. I think he wants you to wave at him now.
Provided by two EJ200 engines, and that gives it a total of 18 tons of thrust. So this aircraft has been displaying from the base level of 200 feet up to as high as 5,500 feet, which is where I think he just was. Two main roles of the Typhoon. The first is air superiority and to keep the airspace clean, and the second role is air de grappe.
That was the last pass, Kat. So let's give a round of applause to that representative of the Luftwaffe.
And this guy has over 1,800 flight hours on different aircraft. And the crews are members of the Bavarian Tigers and contribute to the NATO during the NATO Tiger Meet flight exercises. Great display.
Fantastic. And the pilot showed off very clearly the wonderful design of the Typhoon with the canard wings, the foreplane ahead of the main wings, which, funnily enough, was the design of the very first airplane. The Wright Flyer had the same design, but then eventually the wing configuration changed, and most planes had a conventional tailplane with the small tailplane at the back, behind the front wings. But recently there's been a trend, for various reasons, to design warplanes especially with canard wings. Canard is French for duck, so that's why the term canard is used for that kind of design of aeroplane, because it is reminiscent of a duck with its neck stretched out in flight. It's an interesting. We'll have a commentator from the Red Arrows team, a commentator and pilot who has Maltese blood, Graham Muscat. So that's obviously why the Red Arrows are so good, because Malta's involved. Hooray for Malta. Omela.
It's the Red Arrows! It's absolutely fantastic to be here back at the Malta International Airshow. We are coming to the end of our 2025 display season. We only have today's show, tomorrow's, and one in Duxford next Saturday. Before we hang up our flying suits for 2025, we'll take a well-earned break, and then we start training for 2026 at the middle to the end of October. As Red 10, I'm here to make sure the team operates safely and security. Obviously, I'll give you some more information about the wider Royal Air Force, and of course, information about the pilots on the team, the whole Red Arrows team, and of course, most importantly, I'll put your eyes into the correct piece of sky, so you don't miss a single second of the action. I'm just tracking the team now. They are airborne from the airport. I'm looking to make contact with Red 1. Make sure all the pre-show checks are conducted before arriving to start our 2025 display. We've had a very busy season. Just making contact with Grade 1, they all airborne, all 9 aircraft are airborne, they're getting their checks ready, they'll trim the aircraft, they'll get the smoke pod ready to ensure that we bring the red, white and blue to the skies of Malta. As I said, a very busy season, we've got over 65 displays coming to the end of the season. We've been on the road pretty much since the beginning of June, running all the way through to October, and it's an extremely busy season for the Red Arrows. There are 3 types of display that we can do. It's either a full, flat or rolling, and that's based on cloud base and or airspace. There's no airspace restrictions, and thankfully the Maltese skies have cleared, so there shouldn't be any restriction on cloud base. So I'm expecting Red One to make that decision and take the display full. So please put your hands together for the 2025 Red Arrows! Arriving at over 600 kilometers an hour with our famous red, white and blue. Red One pulls them up, and that indicates to me he's starting the show full. And immediately you can see the team collapse to form our world famous Diamond 9. Leading the team in his second year as the team leader is Red One Squadron Leader John Bond. John was a former Typhoon pilot. He was also an instructor on the Tucano, where he was the Tucano display pilot in 2012. The team now coming in from the right, once again, in our Diamond 9. On the right hand side of Red One is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Rob Thomas. Rob is in his first year on the team. Uniquely, he was taken from training, made straight into an instructor on the Hawk, before then becoming a Typhoon pilot, having served on operations over Iraq and Syria with 3 Squadron, before then becoming an instructor on the Typhoon on 29 Squadron, all based at RAF Coventry in Lincolnshire. You'll now see that centre section of the formation move forwards. It's actually the wings moving rearwards. Reds 8 and 9 split left and right to form one of the widest shapes that we fly. Once again, from the left, the smoke comes on in the Swan. Once again, Red One pulls them up at over 600 miles per hour, showing the expertise of the pilots looping in formation. Not only that, they change shape from Swan into Shuttle. Reaching a height of over 2,000 metres, the aircraft slows to approximately 160 kilometres an hour, before then accelerating back through 200, 300, 500, back to 600 kilometres an hour, before Red One brings them round to the left. You can hear those commands from Red One. They're almost robotic and monotone in its delivery, and that's because we fly our formation by ear rather than by eye, and that allows the formation to move as one. You now see the formation change shape once again to form an iconic shape of one of the most iconic and famous aircraft in aviation history. Coming in from the left-hand side, the smoke comes on in the Concorde. On the left-hand side of that centre stem is Red 3, Flight Lieutenant Andrew McEwen, known as Macca. Macca again is in his first year in the team. He flew the AV-8B Harrier variant while on exchange with the United States Marine Corps, before then coming back to the UK and joining the world famous 617 Dambuster Squadron, flying the Royal Air Force latest 5th generation fighter, the F-35B. 2025 celebrates the 20th anniversary of the Royal Air Force Typhoon display team. The team now moved into a very familiar shape, and in celebration of that 20th anniversary, from the right, this is Typhoon. All the way at the back of that formation, on the right-hand side, working extremely hard, is Red 4. Squad leader Chris McCann, working extremely hard as we take all our formation references from Red 1. He's having to look through the formation and not necessarily at the aircraft that's immediately on the inside. Chris is in his second year on the team. Again, he was taken from training, made an instructor on the Tucano, before again joining the world-famous 617 Dam Busters, but this time flying the mighty Tornado GR4. Having served on operations over Afghanistan, Chris received an Air Force Cross for his service on those operations over Afghanistan. The team now changed shape once again to represent the 21st century capability of the Royal Air Force. In from the left-hand side, celebrating space, this is Apollo. There are actually 11 pilots on the Red Arrows. You've got Reds 1 through 9 displaying to yourself. Myself, Red 10, Tornado GR4 pilot, former qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark II. And of course we are commanded by Wing Commander Adam Collins, Red 11, former Red 10, former Tornado GR4 pilot, and he also flew the F-111 while on exchange with the Royal Australian Air Force. Reds 8 and 9 now move left and right. Reds 6 and 7 split in the rear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready for the colourful Big Vixen. The aircraft are flying with their air brakes out. It's a small door at the base of the aeroplane towards the rear. This has two-fold effects. The first effect means the pilots fly up with a higher throttle setting, thereby produces a hotter engine gas temperature out the exhaust, and it makes the smoke colours burn a lot more brightly. Secondly, it disturbs the airflow outside the aeroplane, and it makes the smoke billow a lot more fuller. And therefore, in certain manoeuvres throughout the show, we use this technique to enhance those manoeuvres. You'll now see Reds 6 and 7 move to sit in behind Red 1. Reds 8 and 9 sit further back in trail on the formation for one of the most popular, if not the most popular manoeuvre the Red Arrows fly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready from the right-hand side. It's Tornado time! 8 and 9, roll goes. Reds 8 and 9 roll around the formation, but watch that colour change as Red 1 brings them down the line. Talked about the pilots in the Red Arrows. Of course, we are not just about the pilots. We have a team of over 140 personnel. 120 of them are the engineers, the logisticians, the public relations. They are known as the Blues due to the colour of their blue flying coverall. And there are a number of Blues here today on our public relations counter. So please pop along, have a word with them, find out their roles in the Red Arrows, and of course their roles wider in the Royal Air Force before joining the team. You'll now see 8 and 9 have now joined the rest of the team to once again form our world famous Diamond 9. And this will be your last opportunity to get a picture of the Diamond 9 before we go into the second half. The smoke's gone on from the left. Again, it's the Red Arrows. As we go into the second half, we start with the 5-4 split. And in the second half, we operate in two distinct sections. Off to the left, Reds 1 through 5, known as Enid, named after Enid Blyton's famous 5. And off to the right, 6, 7, 8 and 9, known as Hannah, named after Squadron Leader Ray Hannah, one of the first members of the Red Arrows, the only team leader to lead the team for 4 years, and he took the team from a 7 to a 9 and formed our world famous Diamond 9. Enid from the left, Hannah from the right for the 5-4 cross. Keep your eye on Enid to your right hand side. Red 1 makes the call. Red 4 starts to move and sit in behind Red 1 as Red 5 sits in trail. Number 5 roll goes. Number 5 rolls around the smoke in Enid in the twister. Red 5 is Flight Lieutenant Dustin Wales, known as Dusty. Second year on the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot, former Typhoon's instructor and test pilot, all based at RAF Conisbee in Lincolnshire. As Enid leaves to the right, look directly to your front. You're looking for the smoke trails of 6, 7, 8 and 9. Reds 8 and 9, smoke red and blue, roll around the synchro pair. Get your cameras ready, it's the Hannah break. Red 6 and 8 to our left hand side, Red 7 and 9 to our right hand side. Hannah and the synchro pair are led by the synchro leader, Squadron Leader Tom Hansford. Tom is in his third and final year on the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot, former qualified weapons instructor on the Typhoon, which means he would teach the entire Typhoon force about weapons, technical information and tactics. And Tom has also served on operations over Iraq and Syria and was the recipient of the Distinguished Flying Cross for his service on operations. Each pair will now dive down to only 50 metres above the sea, a closing speed of over 1,200 kilometres an hour in the Hannah Pass. Reds 8 and 9 go up and down in the roller coasters. Reds 6 and 7 complete a 4-point aileron roll. Each aircraft now turn hard away from each other up to 6G, turn the boomerang into cyclone. As the synchro pair leave to our front, look to your right hand side, you're looking for Enid, that's 1 through 5. Get down as a call from Red 1, they've formed the inverted V. In from the left, Red 9 at over 700 kilometres an hour to perform the Goose. Red 9 is Flight Lieutenant Ollie Suckling, third year on the team, former Tornado pilot, former qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark II. Enid moves to the left-hand side, look directly to your front. Once again, you're looking for the nose lights of the synchro pair twinkling in the distance. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready. This is the one you do not want to miss. The smoke comes on for the world famous Synchro Heart. Coming in from the top right to spear the heart is Flight Lieutenant Rich Walker. Rich is on his third and final year on the team, a very experienced aviator, having flown Harrier and Typhoon, as well as being instructor on the Hawk T-Mark II. And of course, the Red Arrows would like to dedicate today's heart to the fantastic and special relationship between the United Kingdom and Malta. But the show's not over. Keep your eye on the synchro pair. Once again, at only 50 feet, 50 metres above the sea, that clone speed of over 1,200 kilometres an hour. Each aircraft will perform a barrel roll, Chris in the middle, followed by a second barrel roll in the double rolls. As the synchro pair leave, look directly to your left front. Red 1 starts to ease them up and get over 600 kilometres an hour. He'll twist to the right, another fantastic photo opportunity for the vertical brake. As Enid 89 leave to the front, look to your left, look to your right. You're looking for the synchro pair once again. Red 6 this time from the left, Red 7 from the right. Each aircraft does a barrel roll, they'll pass in the middle for the circus. Each aircraft turns away, pulling up to 6G. That means everything about them is weighing 6 times heavier than what you and I are as we stand on the ground. The blue goes to red, the red goes to blue. Red 7 on the left, keeping an eye on Red 6 to ensure he makes his miss distance in the circus. Cast your eyes to the front right 45, just to the right hand side of the right ship in the distance, and you'll see Enid pulling up with the white smoke in trail. The red, the white, the blue comes on, Red 1 flies a barrel roll in the sky, leaving a snake-like smoke trail in the sky in a manoeuvre called the Serpent. Another great opportunity to see the red, white and blue. That red, white and blue is only capable due to the smoke pod under the belly of the aeroplane. That smoke pod is capable of producing approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of blue smoke and 1 minute of red smoke, with each of the smoke colours having their own button on the pilot's control column. Reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 now move up alongside Red 1. Extremely hard formation to maintain. They're looking 90 degrees along their shoulder line while pulling up to 4G. The smoke comes on from the right hand side in the Tango. Keep looking to your left, keep looking to your right. You're looking for Red 6 and 9 from the left, Red 7 and 8 from the right. Red 6 and 9 roll inverted. For the first of our new manoeuvres for 2025, this is Chainsaw. Red 6 and 9 inverted for up to 30 seconds, all the blood rushing to their head with negative G. Conversely, they roll the correct way up. They now turn negative G to positive G. All the blood now rushing from their head to their feet, working hard against those G pants. Looking out for Red 7 and 8, completing the manoeuvre, the Chainsaw. Look to your left-hand side, and you can see Enid. That's Red 1 to 5 coming back in. Reds 2 and 3 roll goers. 2 and 3 roll to the outside. Clear go as Reds 4 and 5 roll to the outside. In one of the hardest manoeuvres for our new pilots to master each year, this is rollbacks. As Enid leads to the right, directly to your front, you're looking for the nose lights once again of Hannah, and the smoke comes on. Eight and 9 roll go around the smoke of 6. For the second of our newest manoeuvres for 2025, we see 6, we see 8, we see 9, hiding in the smoke of 6 is Red 7 in the Tempest. Once again, Red 6 to the left, Red 7 to the right. They'll pull up to approximately 1,000 metres, come back towards the display line for that 50-metre pass, an inverted flight, in a manoeuvre called the Crossbow. As the synchro pair leave to our rear, cast your eyes all the way to the front, just to the right-hand side of the grey ship, and you can see the nose lights of Reds 1 through 5, now joined by Reds 8 and 9. Another great, fantastic opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready as Red 1 pulls them up for the palm split. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honour and a pleasure. Please put your hands together for the 2025 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. It's the Red Arrows! Red 1 puts his smoke on. He'll gather the rest of the formation for one final fly past here at the Malta International Airshow. Of course, if you'd like any more information about the Red Arrows, we are all across the internet. We have our Facebook and Instagram account. RAF Red Arrows. All the pilots have their own Instagram account. If you find me, RAF10, you'll be able to find all the rest of the pilots. If you have any videos or pictures, hashtag Red Arrows, we'll pick them up and share them all across social media. As said, it's been an honour and a pleasure to take part in the Malta International Airshow. It's a very special place for me, having my family coming from Malta with my grandfather born in Caspicua. This is my 4th and final year on the team. I have 2 displays left. It's tomorrow and one next Saturday in Duxford, and then I hang up my red suit for good. So if you've enjoyed what I did, I want to thank you all for your support across the 4 years, and great big thank you from me to everyone that's given me support over the last 4 years. But keep your eyes on the team coming in from the left-hand side for one final special fly past by the Red Arrows. Cast your eyes to the left-hand side. You can just see the nose lights twinkling in the distance of all 9 aircraft. We'll form back up into our big V formation known as Big Battle, with all the even numbers on the right-hand side, all the odd numbers on the left-hand side. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready as the smoke comes on. And of course, the special thank you to the wonderful Maltese island. It's the Maltese flag!